You know, our people been through a lot. And when I say our people, I'm talking about black people and living in America. Um, we've been through a lot. That pain that our ancestors have gone through is in our DNA. And I don't think a lot of people really understand that. So when we say that we are fighting for the truth in our ancestors, we're fighting because of DNA. Back in the 1800s, there was a study called phenology. Phenology, many of you guys have heard of it. A lot of guys may have known about this. It is a pseudoscience claim that skull shaped could reveal the personality trait and intellectual abilities. So this pseudoscience was given to America to talk about how black and brown people were not as smart as white people. That pseudoscience basically said that black people had smaller brains and we weren't smart. Yet we created all those things. So the story I'm going to talk to you about is about phenology and why this is so important. Back in around 1872, there was a hospital. It was Charity Hospital. There were people who died. Matter of fact, 19 black men and women died. They shipped their skulls to Leipzig University in Germany to be studied. It was a common practice at the time, and researchers sought to confirm their unfounded theory that black people's brains were smaller than those of other races, therefore making them inferior. Okay? That's been over 150 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. They took their skulls from their heads. They shipped them those skulls to Germany. Now, Germany has returned those skulls back to America. New Orleans, as a matter of fact. Over 150 years. So let's go ahead and read this. It says, more than 150 years after their heads were severed from their bodies and shipped to Germany for research, the craniums of 19 black people, which were recently returned, will be memorialized this Saturday during a sacred ceremony in New Orleans. They were stripped of their dignity. This is what the representative from Dillard University is saying. They were stripped of their dignity, said over and over, a practice rooted in racism, exploitation. There were people with names. There were names. They were people with stories and histories. So we're going to say their names today. They're going to lay them to rest. The remains of Adam Grant, Isaac Bell, Kieran Smith, William Person, Henry Williams, John Brown, Hyman Malone, William Roberts, Alice Brown, Priscilla Hatchett, Marie Louise, Mahala, Samuel Prince, John Tolman, Henry Allen, Moses Willis, and Henry Anderson. There are two people they could not find their relatives of. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad this horror is done and they are getting a proper burial. But this is a reminder of the atrocities and the sacrifices that our ancestors was not even laid to rest properly with all of their organs because of a pseudoscience called phenology. They just had to do it. Please share this video.